Good evening, folks. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I think we're live. If anybody wants to let me know if you can hear me or not. Can you hear me? Yeah. Yeah, grand. Okay. First of all, apologies for production quality on the video. We're just limited in what we have and we couldn't go to PC World. Before I get started, a few people were asking me why ISPCC and why I wanted to raise a few bob for ISPCC. Kind of a couple of reasons, simple enough reasons. Just admire the work that they do. And they were struggling a bit. There was a massive spike in increase for demand for their services since the start of the pandemic. And personally, I think there's no greater cause in society than the safety and welfare of children. So I thought it was a worthwhile cause to try and raise a few bob. Just as we started here, I think we're up to about €1,400, which I couldn't possibly have imagined that we'd raise in the space of a week or that, just from trying to get people to give people something to do. So I think I'm frozen there, but I know if people can still hear me. I think some people can, so I'll just keep going and hopefully I'll come back for anybody who's frozen, or if there's a few people frozen, let me know. But yeah, so I think we're up to about €1,400 at the minute, which is fantastic. When I started this, I couldn't have imagined that I'd raise that much money. I thought I might raise maybe €200 or €300. So thanks so much to everybody who has donated. It's been absolutely phenomenal. So with that in mind, I'm going to try and push on and get going. So bear with us throughout. So first of all, the format of the quiz, there's 8 rounds. I'll take a break after 4 rounds and tot up the scores and see who's in the lead. I do have a prize of 3 €30 super value vouchers. So I'll sort that out in terms of the winning, either like if it's a family or if it's 4 mates or whatever. We'll find some way of sorting it out. But 3 €30 vouchers, so they're worth winning. A few people were also asking me why or how am I going to monitor cheating. The truth of the matter is there's no foolproof way of monitoring cheating. Just don't cheat. Don't Google answers. There's a few people doing the quiz who I know that they're particularly good at sports, so I'll expect them to get a lot right in the sports round, but they'd be shocking at geography. So if they get full marks in geography, I'll know well that they're cheating. But for other people, obviously I have no foolproof way other than to ask people that, you know, it's for a charity, it's for a good cause, so please don't cheat. Obviously there's a live chat function there, so feel free to send in chats. And otherwise, for the answer sheets, you'll see below the description in the description for the video itself, there's links for round 1, round 2, all the way up to round 8. So if you click on that link, it'll open up a Google Doc and fill in your email address and your team name. Make sure you're filling in the same one for every round and just answer the questions. So with that in mind, we'll get going. Look, obviously the graphic in the background, sometimes it'll be hard to see with the light or whatever, but we'll manage it as best as we can. So round 1, obviously, is geography. So if everybody is ready, I hope everybody's ready with their answer sheet open and ready to go. I'll just give people a moment in case anybody doesn't have it open. And just before we get going as well, yeah, just keep letting me know in chat if you can hear or if anything happens or if it freezes. I think a few people were saying just refresh it and all the rest. But other than that, I presume people are ready to go. Oh God. So question number 1, round 1. How many countries make up the continent of Africa? Is it A, 66, B, 54, C, 71, or D, 64? So how many countries make up the continent of Africa? A, 66, B, 54, C, 71, or D, 64? I'll read out each question twice, and at the end of the round, I'll shoot back through them really quickly for anybody who has missed one. Question number 2. The Washington Monument is the tallest obelisk in the world. Where in Europe would you find the tallest obelisk? So the Washington Monument in the US is the tallest obelisk in the world. Where would you find the tallest obelisk in Europe? You can be as specific as I like if you know the answer. If not, I might take country or city if people are close enough. Question number 3. And again, as well, if I'm going too fast, send in a comment in the chat there to say I'm going too fast. Question number 3. A couple of weeks ago, the Irish government sent out a plane to Peru to collect a few stranded Irish citizens as the pandemic started to hit. What is the capital of Peru? So question number 3. What is the capital of Peru? So question number 3, what is the capital of Peru? A couple of people tell me to slow down there, so I'll slow down. So question number 2 was Washington Monument is the tallest obelisk in the world. Where would you find the tallest obelisk in Europe? And question number 3, what is the capital of Peru? And I'll go back through all of the questions at the end of the round anyway. I meant to say at the start as well, happy Easter, everybody. Right, so I'll go on to question number 4. Identify the country by the flag. So identify the country by the flag. I'll give one hint. It's a republic. It's a Central American republic. So it's a republic in Central America. So it's a republic in Central America. Yeah, and for anybody who's Googling, like, you know, there's no real great achievement if you win when you Google, even if you only Google 1 or 2 questions, like, you know, you're only fooling yourself. I've also just got a message to say that there's an extra prize, an extra cash prize of €50 donated by Frank Prendergast Financial Services Limited. So that's a shameless family plug for Frank Prendergast Financial Services Limited. But it's a €50 cash prize. I might either give that for the best team name or for the best answer of the night. We'll see how it goes. We'll move on to question number 5. So question number 4 was, what country is this flag belong to? It's a republic in Central America. Question number 5. Identify the European country from the outline. Identify the European country from the outline. It's a European country. Yeah. A few people saying they like the draft poster. The draft poster is particularly good. I painted that myself. Right, so what country in Europe is this the outline of? So the next question is multiple choice. So which of these countries does not use the US dollar as their currency? Which of these countries does not use the US dollar as their currency? Is it A, Ecuador, B, El Salvador, C, Papua New Guinea, or D, Micronesia? So it's A, Ecuador, B, El Salvador, C, Papua New Guinea, or D, Micronesia. Which of these countries does not use the US dollar as their currency? So A, Ecuador, B, El Salvador, C, Papua New Guinea, or D, Micronesia. Question number 7. What is the longest river in Europe? What is the longest river in Europe? What is the longest river in Europe? There's a bonus point for question number 8. So question number 7 was, what is the longest river in Europe? And question number 8, how many counties border Offaly? How many counties border Offaly? I'll give a bonus point for if you name all of the counties that border Offaly. But how many counties border Offaly? Sean Mannion asks, is there a bonus point for question 8 in all rounds? No, there's not, but there is a cup quiz. There's 8 questions in nearly every round, except one round has 9 and one has 12. The rest all have 8, and then there's 1 or 2 other bonus questions throughout the quiz. Thanks, Johnny. Right, so I'll fire through those questions again. I'll just repeat the last one. How many counties border Offaly? How many counties border Offaly? And there's a bonus point if you name all of them. So I'll just fire back through questions. Question 1, how many countries make up the continent of Africa? A, 66, B, 54, C, 71, or D, 64. Question number 2, the Washington Monument is the tallest obelisk in the world. Where would you find the tallest obelisk in Europe? Question number 3, what is the capital of Peru? Question number 4, identify the country from the flag. Question number 5, what is the outline of this European country? Question number 6, which of these countries does not use the US dollar as their currency? A, Ecuador, B, El Salvador, C, Papua New Guinea, or D, Micronesia. Question number 7, what is the longest river in Europe? And question number 8, how many counties border Offaly? And a bonus point then if you name them all. Jack Ryan, you're a teacher and you live in Offaly, so absolute disgraceful if you don't get that right. Right, the next round, round number 2, and give people a moment there to get ready for this one, to open up the link to round number 2 to your doc. Yeah, so when you finish submitting when you finish filling in all those answers, just click submit at the bottom of the Google Doc, and I'll get that. And after round 2, I'll call out the answers to round 1, and after round 3, the answers to round 2, and so on and so forth. And like I said, then we'll have a break at the I'll have a break at the after the 4th round. A few people said they couldn't see the flag or the outline. Unfortunately, I can't share the screen in YouTube for some reason. So another technical limit, but so I'll just show them again briefly if people can't see them. That's just unfortunate, but I'll do my best to try and be fair and show people as much as possible. There's more donations coming in, so thanks very much to everybody who has donated. I think it's up to I don't know what it is now, but oh yeah, somebody who really can't see the colors on the flag. It's blue, then white with 5 blue stars, then blue again. You're not going to get it from the description, but then I'll give the outline, and you might see the outline a little bit better of the European country. we've passed the €1,500 mark as well on donations. So thanks again to everybody who donated. And somebody this morning donated €100 anonymously. Thanks very much to whoever that was. An extremely generous donation. And they obviously taken no credit for it either. So thanks very much. I have no idea who that was. We'll push on. The only people complaining about the flag and the map were my parents. So tough shit, to be honest. Round number 2 is entertainment. So question number 1. And don't forget to fill in your email address and your team name again and make sure it's the same. Question number 1 in round 2. In what year did Adele release her most recent album entitled 25? In what year did Adele release her most recent album entitled 25? Right, question number 2. I'll leave this up for a couple of minutes, especially if people struggle to see it. Try identify the movies from the image. When I made this question, we thought that we could share the screen. So kind of a case of everybody's in the same boat in terms of being able to see it or not being able to see it. So there's 4 images from 4 movies there. An image from 4 different movies. Try and identify the movies. So there's 4 movies there. None of them are exactly recent or anything. So people should kind of recognize them. Might move it up a little bit closer to see. Should be able to see that. My connection has gone unstable there. So if this has gone a bit slow or a bit quiet, give it a moment or refresh it. So Brona, there's a link to round 2 in the description box for the answers for round 2. If there are any of the answer sheets that are wrong or don't correspond, if, for example, if question 2 shows it's multiple choice instead of filling it in, or there's not enough space to fill it in somewhere, and I'll make sure it's corrected and that you get the mark for it anyway. I'll come back to that one at the end anyway. Question number 3. Who had a hit single in 1979 with My Sharona? Johnny Cantwell, that's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You're actually thinking of a completely different movie. Yeah, so question number 3. Who had a hit single in 1979 with My Sharona? Question number 4. What Irish influencer this week raised over €60,000 for Pieta House? What Irish influencer raised over €60,000 for Pieta House? She did it in about the space of 2 days, I think. What Irish influencer raised over €60,000 for Pieta House this week? Just to my housemates that are in the kitchen at the minute, there's another bottle of Corona in the freezer. If somebody wants to do one up with a lime and drop it into me in about 5 minutes, and just put another bottle in the freezer, thanks. Question number 5. Yeah, so question number 4 is what Irish influencer raised over €60,000 for Pieta House this week? And question number 5. In what song would you find the following lyrics? I'll read them out because they're probably virtually impossible to see on the screen there. But in what song would you find the following lyrics? Another head hangs lowly, child is slowly taken, and the violence caused such silence. Who are we mistaken? So what song would you find these lyrics in? Another head hangs lowly, child is slowly taken, and the violence caused such silence. Who are we mistaken? I'm not going to sing it. Yeah, I thought the Coronas were very much on brand for this evening, so I thought it was the best drink to go with. Apparently their sales were hit, so I just thought I'd lend a hand. No, I'm not going to sing it. It's a very famous song. Another head hangs lowly, child is slowly taken, and the violence caused such silence. Who are we mistaken? It's a very famous song. It's sung very slowly as well, especially the opening few lyrics. And just a heads up as well, Jack, the answer to every question in the sports round is in fact Gary Lineker. So another head hangs lowly, child is slowly taken, and the violence caused such silence. Who are we mistaken? Question number 6. And this one's tough. Name the Englishman who famously cheated on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire by having his wife and friend cough when certain options for answers were read out. So who is the Englishman who famously cheated on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? It was a good few years ago now, but they made a series out of it and everything. So name the Englishman who famously cheated on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. The unfortunate one about that question is if you don't know it, you don't know it. So don't Google it. Right, question number 7. Actors Chris Wally and Alex Murphy are the stars of which Irish television series? Actors Chris Wally and Alex Murphy are the stars of which Irish television series? So question number 7. Actors Chris Wally and Alex Murphy are the stars of which Irish television series? So question 6 was named the Englishman who famously cheated on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Question 7 was actors Chris Wally and Alex Murphy are the stars of which Irish television series? And question number 8. How many UK number ones did the Beatles have? How many UK number ones did the Beatles have? The great thing about my housemates being in the kitchen is they can see when I finished my drink. So question number 8, how many UK number ones did the Beatles have? And I'll flow back through all those questions now in a second. I feel like I'm kind of flying through it, so feel free to tell me to slow down if you need. But I'll go back to them now. So question number 1 was, in what year did Adele release her most recent album entitled 25? Question number 2, identify the movies from the posters. Question number 3, who had a hit single in 1979 with My Sharona? Question number 4, what Irish influencer... Cheers. Question number 4, what Irish influencer raised over €60,000 for Pieta House this week? Question number 5, in what song find the following lyrics? Another head hangs lowly, child is slowly taken, and the violence caused such silence, who are we mistaken? So another head hangs slowly, child is slowly taken, and the violence caused such silence, who are we mistaken? Okay, a few people have to speed up. So, name the Englishman who famously cheated on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. And question 7, actors Chris Wally, Alex Murphy are the stars of which Irish television series? And question number 8, how many UK number ones the Beatles have? So round 3 will be sport. So I'll give people a moment to open up their answer sheet for round 3 after submitting their answer sheet for round 2. So round number 3 is sport. So question number 1, who are the only Premier League team to beat Manchester City in the Etihad last season? Last season being the 18-19 season, as opposed to the 19-20 season, which is clearly over now. But who are the only team to beat Manchester City in the Premier League in the Etihad last season? I'll give you a clue. They also recorded their first win in Old Trafford this season in the Premier League, in the league, since 1989. So question number 1, who are the only team in the Premier League to beat Manchester City in the Etihad last season? Question number 2, Team Ireland won 2 medals in the 2016 Olympics. In which sports? In which 2 sports? So Team Ireland won 2 medals in the 2016 Olympics. In which 2 sports did they win those medals? And I'll give a bonus point if you tell me who won them. Oh yeah, I forgot to give the answers to round 1. I'll go through the answers to round 1 and round 2 after this round. So question number 2, Team Ireland won 2 medals in the 2016 Olympics. In which 2 sports? And I'll give a bonus point if you tell me who won them. So Team Ireland won 2 medals in the 2016 Olympics, in which 2 sports. I'll give a bonus point if you tell me who won those medals. Question number 3. How many All-Ireland medals did Tomás O'Shea win with Kerry? How many All-Ireland medals did Tomás O'Shea win with Kerry? Question number 3. How many All-Ireland medals did Tomás O'Shea win with Kerry? Johnny Cantwell will be delighted to hear that there's actually no Kilkenny hurling questions in this round. Question number 3 was how many All-Ireland medals did Tomás O'Shea win with Kerry? And question number 4, in what year did Steve Staunton become Ireland manager? In what year did Steve Staunton become Ireland manager? Yeah, so question number 4, in what year did Steve Staunton become Ireland manager? Question number 5, Dublin have won the All-Ireland hurling title 6 times. In what decade did they last win it? So Dublin have won the All-Ireland hurling title 6 times. In what decade did they last win it? And for this one, I will give a bonus point if anybody gives me the exact year that they last won the hurling All-Ireland title. So question number 5 is Dublin have won the All-Ireland hurling title, Liam McCarthy Cup 6 times. In which decade did they last win it? And I'll give a bonus point if anybody can give me the exact year. Question number 6 is identify this sports person. Identify